What is up? Greetings, America, and welcome, my friends, to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your health and to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal, renew, regenerate itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call this a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. We welcome your calls. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you have a success story you'd like to share, if you want to contribute to the conversation, questions about ingredients, formulations, 855-660-4261 is your number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear us talk about on the program, recommend on the program, or advertise on The Bright Side, you can head over to brightsideben.com and take a look at our shopping cart. We have all the longevity products up, all the systems, all the kits. We also have a Join the Team link that you can click on if you want to start yourself a longevity business, make some money selling longevity products, enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having your own business, including writing off your home office, writing off your gasoline expenses if you're driving to meetings, writing off your products if you give them away as samples. It's all for a one-time $10 fee, folks. What are you waiting for? If you haven't tried it out yet, click on the Join the Team link, or you can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. You can order any products you like from the Brightside Ben phone team, or you can ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team, 866-735-2470 is their number. And make sure you take a look at my blog, pharmacistben.com. We should have a post up there in a couple of days on probiotics, on good bacteria. We try to update the blog regularly. There's news stories up there. And there's also a newsletter that we're trying to get out. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, I think that's on the homepage of pharmacistben.com. All right, welcome to The Bright Side. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We've been talking about vitamin K, the most misunderstood, underappreciated of all the vitamins in the vitamin formulary. Vitamin K has a reputation for being a circulatory system vitamin. We've been talking for a couple of days how important vitamin K is for newborns who typically are deficient in, or who may be deficient in vitamin K, depending on the status of their mom's health, depending on the situation, the environmental situation in the womb as the fetus was developing. Vitamin K is routinely given as an injection to children to prevent hemorrhagic disease of the newborn. We talked about that last week. K stands for coagulation. Coagulation in German anyway. It starts with a K. And that's because K is known as a clotting vitamin. It's a major player in the blood clotting process. The blood clotting process is probably the most complicated of all the biochemical reactions or series of biochemical reactions in the body, and for good reason. The blood is tissue, and the blood can get inflamed. And when the blood gets inflamed, that means clotting blood, and that means big, big problems. Clotting blood means lack of oxygen to tissues and to cells. Clotting blood means lack of detoxification. Clotting blood means lack of nutrient delivery. Clotting blood is really the key to staying healthy. Clotting blood is really the key to disease, and keeping blood from clotting is really the key to staying healthy. Blood is tissue. Blood gets inflamed. Inflammation equals sticky, prone to clot blood. Inflammation generally comes into the body in the form of food. This is so important, people. Blood clotting is serious business, and blood clotting can be regarded as inflamed blood. The tissue called the blood gets inflamed. And how does this happen? Largely because of food. largely because of food toxicity, largely because stuff is getting into the blood that shouldn't get into the blood. It's called leaky gut syndrome. You probably have heard of it. Leaky gut syndrome is a descriptive term that really just says what it is. Holes in the gut, holes in your digestive tract allowing food to get into the blood. This is not a trivial state. This is not a trivial condition, folks. Food getting into the blood, little particles of hamburger and sandwiches and fruit and whatever you're eating getting into the blood is a disaster. This is why blood-thinning drugs are so popular. Our collective American blood is as toxic as the Gulf of Mexico or the South Pacific or any other body of water that you want to name on planet Earth. Our blood is as toxic as our planet, as our environment, as our mind. It's holographic. The whole planet is toxic, and the parts are toxic. Our bodies are toxic. Our cells are toxic. Our government is toxic. The citizens are toxic. And it does no good, by the way, to rail against government tyranny and the so-called New World Order when we are just as angry and toxic and hateful and deceitful as our government. Our toxicity and lack of nutrition shows up as the disease process. The disease process is how our body deals with toxicity. And the idea that we can drug ourselves back to health when we're toxic and diseased is as stupid and foolish and fallacious as the idea that we can shoot and bomb our way to a peaceful planet. John Kerry this morning, we're not going to war in Syria. This is what he says. You guys probably heard this. We're not going to war in Syria. We're just going to bomb them. That's what he said. We're just going to do a limited, very targeted, short-term bombing in Syria. We're not going to war, though. This is the kind of mentality that has created this disease-sick planet. And the body's version is the drug mentality, the medical mentality, the surgical mentality that says that we can bomb ourselves back to health using prescription drugs. Folks, when the blood gets dirty, when the blood starts to clot, when the blood gets inflamed, there is no way to avoid disease, and there's no drugs that can help you. Plavix isn't going to help. Plavix and Pradaxin and warfarin are just more toxins that the body has to deal with. There's a condition called DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulopathy. This is doctor talk for sticky, sludgy, toxic blood. The plumbing gets all clogged up. Go Google it, DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulopathy. They'll tell you it's a serious, life-threatening disease, but what they don't tell you is that before it gets officially diagnosed, it's an under-the-radar condition that gradually, chronically degenerates and gets worse and worse. If you have any kind of degenerative chronic long-term disease, anything from arthritis to atherosclerosis to autoimmune disease, whatever, you can rest assured that lurking behind your symptoms, you will find some degree of DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulopathy, sticky, clotting, toxic blood. DIC is the full-blown condition, but it's a gradually building degenerative inflammatory disease of the blood that's behind every single chronic degenerative disease you can name. And folks, this is really good news. This is really good news. This is the bright side. Why is it good news? It's because we have control over it. We have power over it. We can change the way we eat. We can change the way we breathe. We can change what we put into our system. We can heal our gut. We can get on nutritional supplements. We can practice good health. And we don't need doctors to do it. And we don't need drugs to do it. And we don't need insurance companies or Obamacare to do it. We can do it ourselves. This is so powerful. Whatever your degenerative disease is, backtrack it to dirty blood and backtrack further to stuff that's getting into your system. Get yourself on a nutritional supplement program. Immediately practice deep breathing techniques. Slowly in through the nose, slowly out through the nose. And you won't have to be dealing with Obamacare, which is coming up here in 8 weeks. All right, there's more I want to talk about when it comes to blood clotting, and I want to talk about the electrical nature of the body. This is the coolest part of the body to me. The electrical nature of health and wellness, the electrical nature of biology. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. We'll be back after this.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. 8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Hi, this is Eric Hamburg with Midas Resources Gold and Silver. Ever wonder why billionaires like Warren Buffett, John Paulson are dumping their shares of U.S. company stocks? Do they know something we don't? No investor wants to own stocks with falling profit margins and shrinking dividends. Is it possible a 1987-style market crash is coming? Are these investors aware of a massive correction of up to 90%? Call me, Eric Hamburg, at 800-686-2237, extension 120, and find out why gold and silver are the only true safe haven. With the event-driven risks, such as volatility in the financial market and conflict in Syria and the Middle East, the sky is the limit for gold and silver. That's Eric Hamburg, 800-686-2237, extension 120, and I'll send you a brochure explaining why gold and silver are the only way to preserve your purchasing power. As a currency's value crumbles and gold being priced in dollars, metal's value will skyrocket. Again, that's Eric Hamburg, Midas Resources, 800-686-2237, extension 120.
Hi there. My name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123coverup.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are, incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up, and you will be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123coverup.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123coverup.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123coverup.com before they force me to shut it down. Again, that's 123coverup.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. We have a shopping cart up with all the longevity products and a Join the Team link that you can click on if you want to start a longevity business. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. We update it regularly. There's an article that we posted, I think, on Friday or Saturday about asthma, if you're interested. According to Fierce Pharma, which is a drug industry newsletter, blood clot fighters are expected to grow faster than any other drugs over the next 6 years. Drug companies love anti-clotting agents. They love blood-thinning agents because so many of us have toxic blood. Now, given the billions and billions of dollars to be made in anticoagulant therapy, the jobs that depend on drugs, from industrial laborers to marketers to researchers to the CEOs of drug companies, the careers that depend on anticoagulant drugs and the billions of dollars in profits that are made on them, and the investors that are counting on a return, do you think the drug companies are going to tell you that all you really need to do to keep your blood healthy is to keep it from inflaming, to keep from putting the crap into your body, to make sure you're breathing okay? Do you think the healthcare industry has any incentive to let you know that blood clotting is nothing more than inflamed blood? Why do you think they give you aspirin, by the way, to thin the blood? Aspirin's an anti-inflammatory. If your doctor told you, oh, you got to take a baby aspirin now because you got clotting blood, what he forgot to tell you is that your clotting blood is nothing more than arthritis of the blood. That's why you get aspirin. They don't give you Tylenol. You know why they don't give you Tylenol? Because Tylenol's not an anti-inflammatory. When you're taking an anticoagulant drug, you're not supposed to use Motrin or Naproxen or any other of these anti-inflammatory agents. You know why? Because they're anti-inflammatory, and they will amplify the potency of the Pradaxa and the Plavix and the Coumadin. Blood clotting is inflamed blood, period. Inflammation is always the manifestation of something that the body is trying to defend against, in combination with nutritional and oxygen deficiencies. What does that tell you? Eliminate the toxicity, put in the nutrition, make sure you're breathing, and your blood isn't going to clot, period. Now, if you have some kind of major stress like surgery, your blood will clot as well, because clotting is the manifestation as well of some kind of emergency, as we've talked about many times before. Long story short, clotting blood is stressed out blood. And vitamin K is required for the blood clotting process, and warfarin blocks vitamin K from doing its clotting thing. Pradaxa and Plavix, these newer anticoagulants that are coming out, they don't work the same way. So you don't have to deal with vitamin K deficiency, at least, but they're still toxic because the blood, forcing the blood to thin is not in the body's interest. It might be in your doctor's interest. It might be in the drug company's interest, but it isn't in your body's interest. And by the way, there's wonderful natural blood thinners anyway. If you really want to thin your blood, if you're really toxic and you want to thin your blood using some kind of agent, use the Z-radical. Sulfated polysaccharides in the Z-radical, and in algae, by the way, and in all ocean vegetation, is incredible blood thinning, has incredible blood thinning properties. Z-radical is just an amazing product, Longevity Z-radical. Everybody should be using it. I take it every day. I don't have any health problems. I take Z-radical twice a day. Z-radical is a source of the most electrical of all minerals, and that's sulfur, or among the most electrical of all minerals. We talked about sulfur a couple weeks ago. Vitamin C also helps. All seaweed vegetation, sulfur, all wonderful blood thinners. Omega-3 fatty acids, also great blood thinning agent. By the way, vitamin E and vitamin K have an interesting relationship. Vitamin E is an incredible natural blood thinner, so potent that your doctor will tell you, don't take vitamin E if you're going to have surgery because they're afraid you're going to thin the blood too much. Vitamin E can actually be considered nature's warfarin. It antagonizes vitamin K, like warfarin antagonizes vitamin K, or Coumadin, depending on what you want to call it. Coumadin works by antagonizing vitamin K in a toxic fashion. Vitamin E works to antagonize vitamin K in a complementary, natural, balancing fashion, in a gentle fashion. Vitamin E and vitamin K are partners. They're colleagues. So if you use the Longevity Ultimate EFA, you're going to get vitamin E, you're going to get omega-3 fatty acids. These are two wonderful nutritional supplements for naturally thinning your blood. If you have any kind of problems of absorbing fats, malabsorption of fats, which many Americans do, if you have bile problems, if you've got a gallbladder removed, if you have liver issues, 30% at least of Americans are dealing with fatty liver disease. All of these are going to compromise your body's ability to absorb these fatty nutrients, and that means more likelihood of clotting blood. Can you see what we're doing here, folks? We're taking this disease state of clotting blood that ordinarily would be some kind of doctor or medical issue, and we're taking the power and putting it back in our laps. We're returning the power to its rightful owner, and that's us. Treat your clotting blood as inflamed blood. Treat it as toxic blood. Get yourself on nutritional supplements like vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids, the Z radical, seaweed, ocean products, sulfur, MSM. These are all wonderful blood-thinning, natural blood-thinning agents. Pharmaceutically blocking vitamin K is a crazy, crazy medical strategy because all the things vitamin K does. Blocking vitamin K to accomplish blood thinning was a strategy that was developed before we knew what vitamin K did. Vitamin K is far, far, far more than a clotting vitamin. For one thing, it's an energizing vitamin. It's an electrical vitamin. It works as an electricity handler, an electricity carrier. The way the body handles electricity is what I consider to be the most fascinating aspect in all of biology. It's called electrobiology. Most people haven't heard of electrobiology. Probably your doctor hasn't heard of electrobiology. But even nutrition and nutritional supplementation and food works fundamentally at the electrical level. Everything is electricity. It's electrical. This is what Linus Pauling talked about. Linus Pauling gets a lot of credit for being one of the first guys to understand the power of vitamin C, but he understood the power of vitamin C because he was an electrobiologist. He was an electrochemist. He loved vitamin C because he understood the electrical nature of vitamin C. Same with vitamin K. Vitamin K was actually discovered, or at least partially, vitamin C was actually discovered by a guy named Albert Szent-Györgyi. He's considered to be the father of electrobiology. In the pantheon of electrical vitamins and vitamin-like substances, vitamin C is super important, and vitamin K is right up there. Vitamin K, coenzyme Q10, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, these are the most powerful electrical vitamin substances in the body. Vitamin K and its colleague, its partner, vitamin E, are probably the most electrical of all the vitamins, along with vitamin C. These are probably the three most electrical vitamins: vitamin K, vitamin E, and vitamin C. Vitamin K and vitamin C works a little bit differently than vitamin K and vitamin E. Chemistry is really about shape. You know, everybody's intimidated by chemistry. Chemistry is nothing more than tinker toys. That's all it is. You know, you don't need to know any math. You don't need to know any equations. You don't need to know any science to understand chemistry, really. Chemistry is just tinker toys and shapes. For you guys who want to figure out this whole chemistry thing and biochemistry, and it really is the fundamental component of health, if you really want to figure out biochemistry without dealing with hard science, just think of tinker toys. Just think of tinker toy-like structures. Hang tight. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Our number is 855-660-4261. Got a couple lines open for you. We will take your calls and can just finish up a little bit on vitamin K when we come back from our break.
And you thought the most painful question from your child was this.
Are we there yet?
Questions on family trips are nothing compared to questions from real family emergencies caused by weather, natural disasters, or terrorism.
I'm super hungry. What are we going to eat? Daddy, I'm scared. Why don't we have enough food?
Daddy should have been better prepared.
September is National Preparedness Month. Now you can be prepared. Now you should. Now you have awareness. And now you have your solution. Go to freezedryguy.com. Freeze Dry Guy will get you ready with the Family First Responders Kit. It's your emergency solution with delicious freeze-dried food, safe water, and even fire starting. Call 866-404-3663. 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. Protect your family now with emergency preparedness and say,
We're there!
freezedryguy.com.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition. reputation by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388. Or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
There are those curious about Bitcoins and those using and making money with Bitcoins. What are Bitcoins? A Bitcoin is the first decentralized currency that can be easily transferred from person to person over the Internet. No bank needed. This means lower fees, and accounts can never be frozen, limited, or closed. You are in control of your money. And the best part? You can start earning and making money with Bitcoins right away. No computer or expertise is required to earn money with Bitcoins, and a growing number of merchants now accept Bitcoins. Plus, they're easily exchanged for dollars, euros, and more. Learn more about the easiest, cheapest, most profitable way to enter the Bitcoin market and get paid every 2 weeks by one of the fastest growing Bitcoin miners in the world at cloudhashing.com. Just like it sounds, cloudhashing.com. That's cloudhashing.com. We mine your business.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we're back on the bright side. Got a couple lines open for you at 855-660-4261. If you have any questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, you have a success story, you want to contribute to the conversation, try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible, 855-660-4261. Okay, so last we said, before we went to break, we were talking about how chemistry is about shape. It's not confusing, really, if you just think of Tinker Toys. Imagine just Tinker Toy-like structures, except the cool thing about chemistry in the body, chemistry in general, is that instead of having little wood pieces that connect everything together, like in a Tinker Toy structure, you have high technology, science fiction, electrified connections. You don't have little wood connections. You've got electrically vibrating connections. This is so amazing, and it's something we take for granted. Chemistry works via electrically vibrating shapes. This is amazing, people. The tiniest little chemical structure is nothing more than an electrically vibrating shape. And each of these electrically vibrating shapes has its own personality based on its specific shape. That's all it is. Nothing more than that. And there are these lock and key kinds of reactions where different kind of key shapes fit into different kind of key locks in the body, and everything happens like this. And these little key shapes, the healthy little key shapes, are what we call nutrition. The toxic little key shapes are what we call poisons. And drugs count. Drugs count as poison key shapes that muck up the locks. This is so important, people, because we get all confused. We get blown away. We give up when it comes to understanding the biochemical, electrical nature of the body, and it isn't really that complicated. All right, there's so much more I want to talk about when it comes to vitamin K, when it comes to vitamin E. Tomorrow we'll tell you about some more foods that you can use for natural blood thinning. And we'll tell you about some of the other things that vitamin K does. And remember, this all has to do with vitamin K's very important role when it comes to anabolic nutrition, when it comes to building things, especially when it comes to building bone. And by the way, vitamin K also has some tremendous anti-aging properties. One of the main ways we die is through the effects of calcification. And vitamin K, as it turns out, because of its electrical nature, has some amazing anti-calcification properties for you guys dealing with calcification of tissue. By the way, it's not cholesterol that's so much the problem when it comes to heart disease as much as it is calcium. Calcification plus cholesterol, and vitamin K is one of your most important weapons in keeping this from happening. Okay, 855-660-4261 is our number. Time to hit our first phone call of the day. Let's go to Tom in Texas. What's up, Tom? Welcome to the Bright Side, buddy.
Hello, how are you? Great program. I listen to you all the time.
Thank you so much. What's going on?
Okay, I have diabetic retinopathy, and my retina is somewhat detached.
Okay.
And they want to do a laser type surgery, and I'm concerned about losing peripheral vision, and I don't want to do that. And my diabetes is under control right now.
How do you tell me what you mean by under control? How do you define that?
My numbers are like 105, 106, 107.
What's your weight?
247 pounds.
Are you 6'8"?
6'2".
Okay, 6'2", 280. You said, or?
6'2". My weight is 247.
Is it like linebacker 247? Like you're playing middle linebacker somewhere?
No.
Then it's not a good thing. Then it's probably your diabetes probably isn't under control. See, here's the thing about diabetes. They give you, in order to diagnose diabetes, you have to meet a certain criteria of blood sugar. But that doesn't mean, if you meet that criteria and they say, oh, well, your diabetes is under control, that doesn't mean that it's not sneaking upwards, or that doesn't mean that you still have dysglycemia or blood sugar problems. The fact that your body's starting to degrade it's more concerning than simply the retinal detachment, which is obviously a problem. Retinal detachment is when the retina literally will peel away from the underlying tissue underneath the eye. That's a serious problem, of course, but what's even more serious is that your body's beginning to break down. How old are you, sir?
55.
55, you say?
Yes.
Okay, well, you're a young man. You're way too young to be experiencing this kind of breakdown. So here's a couple things for you, okay? Number one, first and foremost, you got to figure out what's getting into your body that's causing this distress. It's probably going to be some kind of food. If you don't know that you have some kind of digestive issue, then you got to find it. That's the first thing. Folks, you got to realize this. Diabetes is a big, big, big problem. We got 100 million diabetics or pre-diabetics in this country, probably more. But underneath diabetes, underneath blood sugar problems, you are going to find problems with processing food, especially with gut bacteria and problems in the small intestine. So what you want to do is you want to start to focus on foods. Number one, eliminating foods that cause digestive distress. Look for diarrhea, constipation, bloating, gas, heartburn, all the typical digestive symptoms, and then start to eliminate foods that cause those. It could very well be foods that are high sugar that are causing those. There's a condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which stands for SIBO. It's linked to blood sugar problems and diabetes, and it's associated with problems metabolizing or handling sugars. And by sugars, I don't mean just fructose and glucose. It could be just starchy kinds of things, potatoes, rice, cereals, breads, those kinds of foods. So do you notice any problems when you're eating those foods, gas, bloating, that kind of thing?
Previously, I'm going to start doing a food extractor and eating more raw now.
That would definitely help you.
Yes, I was.
Well, that's very common. It's not unusual. It's called SIBO. You may want to look into it. Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So these are the things that are happening. Let's talk about some solutions. Number one, get yourself on the Nightly Essence or some good probiotic supplement. I like the Nightly Essence the best. Use 80 billion units a day, multiple strains of bacteria. Start eating fermented foods in addition to the raw foods. That's great, but throw in some fermented foods as well. Fermented cabbage, fermented beets, kimchi, miso, tempeh, anything you can do to fermented foods is going to be in your interest. And you want to start taking in nutrients that help protect you from, well, before you even do that, try to wean yourself away from foods that throw off your blood sugar into more protein and more fats, good fats. Coconut oil, butter, essential fatty acids. Put oils on and butter and coconut oil on all your foods, and then throw in Celtic sea salt on top of that. With your raw veggies, or with veggies in general, the combination of fats and salt and veggies is super delicious and super tasty, and it'll help you wean off of any foods that throw off your blood sugar. Then you want to start to take in nutrients that help stabilize the blood sugar. Chromium and vanadium, the Longevity Sweeties, is a wonderful product for that. The B-complex are probably your most important blood sugar stabilizing nutrients, especially thiamine, which is vitamin B1, and niacin, which is vitamin B3. You may want to get some timed release niacin, 100 milligrams or so, but whenever you're doing your timed release niacin, make sure you take all the B-complex with it. Sip on the BTT all day long. As I've said many times, one of the neatest things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the BTT, is it's absolutely loaded with the B-complex, way high doses of the B-complex, and you don't have to worry about toxicity with the B-complex because you urinate out what you don't use. Vitamin C is a very underappreciated blood sugar nutrient. It will also help you with connective tissue. Retinal detachment is largely a connective tissue issue. So vitamin C can be helpful. The BTT is going to give you 1,000 milligrams per couple of scoops, but you may want to throw in a couple of 1,000 milligrams extra a day. Hang tight. There's a couple more things: magnesium, taurine, arginine. Hang on, Tom. I'll finish up when we come back from our break. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll get to you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Longevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Longevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com. Or call 855-321-HEALTH.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
It's the Mountain House Super Sale right now at BePrepared.com. This month only, every can is 40% off. Try the delectable flavor of scrambled eggs with bacon, only $20.39, regularly $33.99. Or taste Mountain House Beef Stroganoff, normally $28.49, now only $17.09. In the mood for dessert, try a number 10 can of raspberry crumble for only $16.49, usually priced at $27.49. Call Emergency Essentials at 800-999-1863 or click BePrepared.com. The choice is clear. Be unprepared or BePrepared.com.
Ceramic body armor is rated to stop 6 hits. But what about the 7th? Unlike ceramic or Kevlar, Infidel body armor is proven to take hit after hit, and it just won't quit. Reasonably priced and designed for the smart civilian prepper, Infidel stops hundreds of hits from small arms to high-powered rifles. That means safety and peace of mind. Buy yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
Welcome back to the bright side. We're talking to Tom in Texas about diabetic retinal detachment, diabetic retinopathy. Tom, you there, bro?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so retinal detachment is a connective tissue issue. By the way, do you know that there's antibiotics that can cause retinal detachment or can cause connective tissue problems like retinal detachment, the Cipro? Have you been on antibiotics at all by any chance?
Yes, I'm on citromycin.
Okay, well, that's not associated with it. But just so you know, that's just an aside, just to point out another toxic side effect of these pharmaceuticals. Retinal detachment is associated with a class of drugs like Cipro, which many people take for urinary tract infections, I believe. In any case, retinal detachment, you want to regard it as basically the body falling apart. Connective tissue that attaches everything is starting to degrade. It's not unusual. This is one of the things that happen as we get older. You are a little bit young for this to be occurring, which is somewhat troubling. At the age of 55, you shouldn't be experiencing these kinds of things. In any case, there are things you could do. As we said before we went to break, you want to go start to focus on correcting any digestive issues. Digestive problems will not only cause the entrance of blood toxic material into the blood, it will also cause malnutrition, nutritional deficiencies, which will exacerbate the breakdown. So patch up the gut, get on the nightly essence, avoid problem foods, you know the drill. Then you want to start working with blood sugar stabilizing nutrients, Sweeties from Youngevity, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Vitamin C is also important. Vitamin E can have some wonderful protective benefits, not just for diabetes, also for blood sugar problems, but for connective tissue issues as well. I'd be using 400 international units a day of mixed tocopherols. Mixed tocopherols is a form of vitamin E. You can also try the fancy form, which is the tocotrienol form. Magnesium is very, very important for connective tissue issues and for blood sugar. 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams a day. Use the Osteo. You can use the Osteomag from Youngevity if you're on the Youngevity products. All the B complex, niacin, and thiamine especially. And then there's a couple other extra things that you might want to consider. Protein is very, very important for all connective tissue problems. Take your protein with digestive enzymes. If you use the ultimate enzymes with your protein, number one, you'll get better absorption of the protein, and number two, if you take the ultimate enzymes on an empty stomach, they can help with any microinflammation that is occurring. Any autoimmunity, by the way? Any kind of autoimmune issues going on that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, we won't go there then. But that's a lot of good information for you. If you have any more questions, I got to move on here, Tom. If you have any more questions, send me an email, ben@ksco.com. Put your phone number in there.
Thank you so much. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
God bless, bro. Take care, man. Okay, let's see who we can take here. Let's go to Ron. Ron in Rhode Island. What's up, Ron? Welcome to the bright side.
Ben, how are you?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. I listen to you all the time.
Good deal. Where are you? Where in Rhode Island?
Providence.
Okay. I was just there a couple months ago. Nice city.
Really?
Yep. Is the mayor still in jail?
The whole state, all the politicians should be in jail.
Well, that's a rule. That's a general rule. That's a general rule.
They should just build a fence around the State House.
Yeah, that's funny in Rhode Island. So what's going on today, buddy?
I got a friend. His father's 90 years old, and he's going in for a hip operation because he's bone on bone.
90 years old? Did you say 90?
90.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. He's 90. I don't know. Okay, so he's got 9 decades of just trashing his body, more than likely. I don't know that for a fact, but if you're like everybody, that's what happens. So here's what you want to do. Number one, and this is going to be tricky. I was talking to a gal earlier. I was talking to a gal this weekend, and her husband was 75, and he was going through all kinds of problems. And here's the thing. When somebody's 75, 80, 90, and they got health challenges, you're not going to get him to be able to do everything he needs to do in order to reverse his challenge. Now, yes, health challenges, degeneration of the body, chronic degenerative disease, this is all reversible. But by the time you're 90, in order to get the body to kick into anabolic mode, into building mode to reverse the problem, you got to make major lifestyle changes that a 90-year-old guy is not going to probably want to do. Yes, if he wants to go start fasting and correcting his digestive issues and changing the way he eats and getting on a powerful supplement program, he can do some dramatic things. But chances are you're dealing with only palliative measures, that is symptomatic measures when you got a 90-year-old guy. But there's still things you could do. So get him on. This is what I love doing for older folks, and by older I mean 80s and 90s. Who may not want a full-blown nutritional program and may not want to go all out and changing their lives, get them on the bone soup. Have you heard me talk about bone soup, Ron?
Yeah.
It's incredible for so many reasons. Number one, it's tasty. There's nobody who has nobody's not going to like the taste of a good chicken soup. And number two, it's easy to absorb protein. And protein is very important, obviously, for the rebuilding process, and it's singularly difficult for the body to process, especially as we get older. But in the bone soup, it's pre-digested, essentially. So get him on bone soup. In fact, that should be his main source of nutrition is bone soup. Make sure you're using an organic chicken with no antibiotics, because that's all coming out in the soup if you make bone soup with a toxic bird. So have the wife or you or whoever it is making him bone soup, have him sip on it all day long. Have him sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. If you can get him doing eggs, that's another great building food. And if you can get him to do whey protein, that's another great building food. The BTT will get him a vitamin C. You can maybe throw in a little bit more vitamin C. If he has problems with bowel movements, sometimes vitamin C can cause loose stools. If somebody has a digestive health issue, then have him do smaller doses of the vitamin C. Have him sip on it. Make sure he's salting his food with Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt will provide minerals, and it's also very tasty. Most of us love the taste of salt. If he can do coconut oil or if he can do the essential fatty acid capsules, that's going to help him. Get him on the OsteoMag from Youngevity or the OsteoCal from OsteoFX from Youngevity. Both will get him calcium and magnesium as well. See, you're not going to be able to get him 100% of what he needs, but you can sure improve the pain and the symptoms and just his sense of well-being with all of these nutritional strategies. Make sure he's getting enough of the B complex. In addition to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you may want to throw in something called a B100. A B100 is a pretty standard dose of B complex that you can buy off the internet or in a health food store. Make sure that he's getting his fatty nutrients as well, the vitamin E, sunshine, if he can get out in the sun to get his vitamin D. and then, as I said earlier, essential fatty acids. All of these, even if you do a couple of these, you're going to start to notice some improvement. He will start to notice some improvement in symptoms, but he still may need that hip operation because, if he's like most of us, like most Americans anyway, he's been doing the stuff to break his body down for a long time. 90 years old is a lot of years to be on planet Earth, but you can still improve a lot of his symptoms and make him feel better and more comfortable. Excuse me. Make sure he's on that bone soup, though. It's tasty, it's delicious, and it's a great source of nutrition. All right, Ron, Rhode Island?
Okay.
Thanks so much, buddy. God bless. I wish I had better news. By the time you're 90, guys, that's a lot of degradation for most people. The body is just so amazing. Even a 90-year-old man who's got bone-on-bone arthritis can begin at least to reverse the degenerative process. But certainly if you're 55 or 50 or 60 or even younger and you're starting to break down, you're starting to exhibit degeneration, your doctor's telling you, well, you got to be on this statin drug the rest of your life, or you got to stay on this blood-thinning drug, or you got to stay on this prednisone because you got asthma and you have autoimmune disease. Don't buy into it, people. It's a lie. And I'm not saying that your doctor is intentionally being deceitful. He's just been brought up that way. It's the medical model. It's the paradigm. It's the way we look at health. It's not fair. It's just not right. And this is why I do this Bright Side program every day. You guys, no matter what your health challenge is, no matter what your health condition is, it is reversible because it's in the body's nature to heal. This is good news. This is the bright side. And you only have to look at your finger every time you cut yourself to witness this powerful healing process take place. You don't have to think about it. The cells just wind themselves to the area. They start secreting the collagen, and the white blood cells come and clear out infection, and 2 days later your cut's gone. And that is the testimony. That is the proof that you have this healing system built into the body, and all it needs is the raw materials to do its work. And that's what nutritional supplementation is all about. I wish we could get everything we need from food, folks, but that just is not going to happen. You got to get yourself on a nutritional supplement program. Daniel in California, you got a couple minutes, real quick. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Ben, I was just calling. I got on for a testimonial. I got on a nutritional supplement program with longevity, and I went, my varicose veins are pretty much kind of gone.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, can you call back tomorrow, man? I'll take you first up. If you call back tomorrow, can I get you to do that? We got the music going. I apologize, Dan. I apologize if we left you on hold. You got to call in earlier, folks. All right, that's it. We will continue talking about vitamin K and the electrical nature, the shape of vitamin K, and why the shapes of these molecules are so important as we continue talking about bone-building nutrition, general anabolism, nutritional supplementation for building the body. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Check out my website, brightsideben.com. And join the Brightside Ben team. Make some money selling longevity products and help spread the word about the power and importance of nutritional supplementation. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have an awesome, wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
It's hurricane and wildfire season again. Why do thousands of people sit in these reoccurring problem areas year after year, betting their lives that the disaster won't get them? Hundreds of you help eFoods Direct ship 50,000 donated meals to the Oklahoma victims. The problem is we can't help everybody. If every one of us who can will take care of ourselves, we can all pitch in to take care of those who really can't. The new just-in-case pack from eFoods Direct is the big brother to the 7-day emergency pack designed for Oklahoma disaster donations. It contains a 2-month supply for one person, or a 1-month supply for 2 adults, or a 2-week supply for a family of 4. The $320 price is $50 less than retail. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Order 2 or more, get 10% off, free shipping applies. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at mypatriotsupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com. mypatriotsupply.com.